So here we are again for war number 2 of season 33 against PBT. Pretty solid alliance. We've gone against them quite a few times, so hopefully we can pull out a victory here. Liza was pretty smart this war. She told me, you know what, we're not going to give you any tier 1 fights. Good on her. So we're going to take the first shared mini, and we got a Sasquatch on backup recovery and power snack. So apparently, I was feeling a little cocky here. It threw out only a 20% boost, which, you know, that's a little wild for me. Smart move to put on some more extra attack, and I'm probably going to throw on some more health too, because let's be honest, still not good at this game. So, we're going to throw that on there just to be safe. Now, this fight's super easy with Stealthy, or not Stealthy, with Spider-Man 2099, because he doesn't gain any buffs. So basically, it's going to be kind of a cakewalk. What we're going to do is we're going to keep the Wither up. We're going to parry, exhaust him right away, because it's my favorite thing to do, attack into his block to get him to come at us to get the spider charge, so that way we can put some more Withers on him. And basically we're just going to try to keep that Wither up as much as possible. So the ruptures are going to be what does most of the damage here. As you can see, I lost my Spidey charge, got a Dex again, and we're just keeping an eye on that unstoppable timer as well. That was a little close of a Dex, if you ask me. Probably didn't deserve that one, but we'll take it. So we're going to parry, go in a little bit. We just want him to cross a bar of power as much as possible, so that way he takes that rupture damage. And since my Spider-Man is duped, those ruptures are going to stay on there, a couple of them at least, so that's a positive. Now, every time I dex that special one, I feel like I don't do it. I feel like I'm late. So here, that was a little close. Should have probably got smacked, but, you know, we're making it through. So we're just going to keep hitting into his block, keep it as safe as possible. Now, got to make sure I keep an eye on that unstoppable timer. As you can see right there, he just went unstoppable, so we just keep dexing. He's got 20 ruptures on him at this point. He's max ruptured. As you can see, it just pops like crazy. Kept 13 of him when we went over that threshold, so that's a positive. And now we'll keep dexing. The backup recovery already went off. That is the second time I've failed that punishing of that special. So let's see if we can go for number 3. Nope, we're just going to play it safe. He has the heal on him, where basically every time I hit into him, he has a chance to heal. So we're just going to try to rupture him to death. There he goes. Pretty simple fight. Didn't lose any health. We walked up to Doom for taters. And we go out, because we always gotta double check before we go back in, because I swear I've seen way too many deaths of just by people recording from this screen. Now, this fight I was a little worried about. Probably shouldn't have been, looking back on it, because Warlock is unbelievable just as a champion. But with Spite and Rise to Power, I didn't want to knock her down, and I also knew that she was going to be gaining power the entire time. As you can see, I'm fully tech boosted, which in hindsight, it's a very interesting call on my behalf. But basically we throw on the invuln just in case she doesn't want to throw a special, because she can be stingy as can be. So we're just going to basically just let her hit us a couple times, put those the infections on her, and I remember that, you know, I can dex all of these because she can't make me unlucky where my dex is going to fail, so I can try to dex and punish on every single one of them. There's going to be a lot of specials thrown by her. Now, she is going to degen a lot because of the infection on her and the power that she's gaining, especially when she hits into my block. But as you can see, she just doesn't want to throw specials, so that is why I'm glad I used the invuln. I just blocked that special because I don't trust myself in the corner of dexing specials when she would probably one-shot me, because Domino does Domino things. So get out of the way of that one, go back in. Now I probably could throw a special at this point, but I don't like Rise to Power, and I just don't know what it's actually going to do, because Domino, once again, is just random. So as you can see, I just try to just dash back a whole bunch, and it looks super clumsy with him because his dashing is super weird looking. But basically we just dex out of it, and we got super lucky here where I missed the hit and just dex back to make sure I don't get pounded with that special. Now we can dex all of the specials because I'm not unlucky. So we're just going to try not to take as much damage as possible. Back up a little bit, make sure we get the parry. There we go. Got another lucky hit when she was going back in at me after the evade. And just like that, the fight's about over. So now we go back in, just finish it off. I thought I could throw a special 3 there, but then I'm like, we worry about fight times now because that's the tiebreaker. I never want to take a ton of those. So now this fight, I've fought a couple mojos now with Spider-Man, so I'm feeling very, very good about him. There's nothing really crazy about this fight because he starts with the Wither up, so it basically negates any kinetic transference. Now, I give him his prompt right away because I dash back, but at this point, like, it doesn't matter. As long as I don't just let him keep completing prompts, everything's going to be fine, especially when I don't gain any buffs. So we just got to basically just block into his, or hit into his block. I can't hold my block a whole bunch here. I don't want him to either, so I just do a couple hits, but I go all the way and let him do that. Dex, his full special Dex out of the last hit is super important against him, so that way, we keep it up as long as possible. Keep the Wither on him because the Wither is the best part with Spider-Man because then you can hit into his block and get a Rupture every single time. At this point, he's just going down super easy, so we just get to a special 2 and at 100% health. So, no issues there. Now, this one, I didn't really know how it was going to be, strictly because he was going to gain whatever it's called on it. He's going to gain his analysis charges. Throws a heavy right off the gate. I don't understand these champions with their heavies anymore. So he's already at 12 analysis charges, which kind of freaked me out because I wasn't sure how that was going to work, especially with the node. But then I remembered Spider-Man has Wither, and nothing really matters in power gain when you have Wither on them. So we're just going to do everything that I typically do on this node, just Dex, hit into his block when I feel like I can. He's gaining those analysis charges, but it's not the end of the world. So, and he's heavy happy, and then I go back in and get hit by a special one. At this point, I'm just annoyed that I got hit by that. So his analysis is complete. We're just going to fight him straight up at this point. Try to keep the Wither up because I don't want him gaining a ton of power. And I just whiff a shot right there. That's pretty impressive. But we're just going to keep dexing right back at him. Almost got clipped with a heavy there too. Now, this is one thing I always forget about this node is that they turn indestructible on their once I hit an SP2. So I always forget, and I'm glad I don't get super trigger happy with that special 2 because I love the damage it does and I don't want to waste it. So now we're just going to block hit. It is kind of nice on this node that he doesn't lose all of his power because then we get back above the bar power even quicker. So super straightforward fight there. But now we go into the one mini fight I have, which I don't get this champ. I'll be straight honest with you guys. I don't get it. I don't understand what she does. Doesn't make sense to me. I don't know why her AI is the way it is. It throws me for a loop every single time. But we're gonna heal up here because, let's be honest, this, like I said, this champ still doesn't make sense to me. So I don't want to waste all my health potions, so I use the smaller ones. I don't get all the way topped up. We get super close. But I am going to throw on an invuln boost here because, I just have a feeling I'm probably going to get clipped by at least a special or something's going to happen in this fight because it does have stunning reflection and polka dot power. So I talked it over with Lizer, and she walked me through a really good strategy, but as soon as she starts doing whatever the heck she does with just her random heavies, like, there will be one right here. Like, what is that? Why are you throwing a heavy right there? Doesn't make any sense. So, and another one. These heavies don't make sense, and I don't know what her charges do. Should have I read more about her before I went into the fight? 100%. Did I? No, I didn't. So, there's that. But I'm feeling real good that I know how to dex her special 1. So, and then we get another wild heavy. Don't understand why. I throw a special 2 because I want to do damage, which I'm happy about. Now this is where I get stupid. So I hit into her, like, she has enough power. She's going to hit me with her heavy, get to a special 2, and then, did I know that her special go unblockable? No. Do I almost die? Yes. And then I get dexed out, and then she hits me with another heavy, and I'm done. I don't get it. Why does she throw heavies like that? It doesn't make sense. Figure it out. But at this point, I'm pissed. I'm just like, what am I going to do now? Like, I was feeling really good, wanted an undefeated season, but here we are, second war in, can't even survive through that one. So we go back in, heal them up to full, and oh, my units are at 666. Perfect. Sign of America Chavez, apparently, because she is the bane of my existence at this point. But I catch her, we're just going to do what we should have done the entire fight, the first fight. We're just going to hit into her block. She's going to throw more heavies that make no sense. Like, there's no other champion besides Mysterio that does this weird heavy, just garbage out of nowhere. So, we're just going to hit into her block like we should have the first fight. But look, another heavy. It's shocking. I'm absolutely baffled that she'd throw another heavy. So, but we'll just hit into her block at this point to get it finished with. Now, pretty easy fight if you actually know what you're doing. But with that being said, we did beat PBT, so we are 1-1 on the season. So hopefully we can keep it going. I've died once this season, and hopefully this is the last of it. But we'll see. Thanks for watching.